Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well. Now, today's topic is what exactly happened on 19 July 2024, which stopped the world, divided the world into two parts. The one was about to celebrate another weekend. It was a Friday, and another word of part of the world which was dependent on ITs and technology. The sectors belonging to hospitality, airlines, banking sectors, and the medical facilities, they were all standstill. They were all halted. Can a single line of code stop the world? This is the question and argument the IT sector is having at the moment. The businesses are growing with the help of IT and technology, the compute resources which are available pay as you go on cloud, you know and this is becoming a huge challenge for companies, how to ensure that whatever infrastructure they have opted to run their businesses from the cloud providers, from the other vendors who are supplier, the service providers, it is having high availability, plus it is reliable, it is realistic, it has resiliency. All these questions have gone into air. So let's discuss what exactly happened. What was the root cause of this outage? Was it a fault of Microsoft, or was a fault of CrowdStrike because of their software release, a new update which had a bug, and since it was integrated at a very low level in operating system called kernel, trying to access invalid memory location because of this bug, and resulted in a massive outage. And this massive outage became a massive economic turmoil for the entire world. The stock market seen a decline. I've already talked about how much business were lost. So, is there a way? I'm not going to focus on what exactly the CrowdStrike did and how they have recovered this. My goal is to ensure that I give you certain tools that will give you a proactive monitoring and visibility of your own entire application infrastructure, which can tell you something wrong is going to happen in advance, that you get ready to at least avoid a massive outage disaster, and at least you can hold on to certain extent and fix the trouble to become a wider outage of this. So very quick very quick demo and information what exactly happened. What is this CrowdStrike all about? CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity provider which uh, checks the vulnerability of and the cyber attacks, which can bypass the user mode and get into a kernel state. It runs at a very low level. When I say low level, is that there has an integration of kernel with this Falcon sensor, which got an update. They were supposed to have pre-checks, uh, in place. They already did certain, no software company would ever release a new update before checking with pros and cons. They do certain, pre-checks and post-checks before deployment, before pushing it onto a multiple, global level to number of operating system to multiple machines. So they also did it. There was nothing wrong with that. During the execution of this, they were saying there were some 21 inputs through an IPC template they were supposed to execute at the time of production environment. When it went to production, it only executed 20, and accessing invalid memory location 0x9c, which resulted in a blue screen of death. So all this is a story that has gone viral. It is available on Google also. You can check what exactly went wrong and what could have been done. But my concern is to, can I give you something which uh, maybe reduce your worrisome and stress, to ensure that doesn't happen in the future. If it happens like that, what measures do you have in place? What can you do to stop becoming a big massive outage? So that's a very quick understanding. Where does it rely, where it was, where the Falcon agent was at the kernel level, the Falcon services and all that stuff. This is a complete operating system architecture from internal perspective, the user application, the subsystem, the Microsoft, the user mode, and the cyber attack can bypass all these layer and get into the kernel mode. And get into the kernel mode, that's where the Microsoft deployed a third-party vendors, a monitoring system which can checks the vulnerability and ensure there is no cyber attack. But itself, it became a cause of a big trouble. So this talks about how deep integration it was with a Falcon sensor, the software that runs and checks the the securities, the vulnerabilities, and the cyber attacks. But now my point is I'm going to focus a little bit on the assurance tool, the digital experience assurance tools. This outage was proactively discovered, triggered by Thousand Eye. The Thousand Eye is a tool that provided by Cisco, which does synthetic monitoring, proactive monitoring of all your application infrastructure, the stack from layer 1 to layer 7. It monitors each and every component of the network which is responsible to ensure that your applications are running up to the mark. So there's a component in Thousand I call Internet Inside. I'll be taking you practically how it looks like and what it did and what it does in a regular BAU operations. Thousand Eye actively monitors the reachability and performance of Thousand Eye of services and network across the global internet. It has certain public domain cloud-based agent hosted cloud agents which continuously monitor all the service providers, whether it's Microsoft Azure server location or it's Amazon or Google Cloud. They have publicly hosted certain virtual agents which keeps on probing the availability, network connectivity, response time, latency, everything that are the parameters on which you decide whether your application is performing or not. So it confirmed at what point the exact outage occurred. At a very well, at a very first level, when something went wrong with one system, it triggered an alarm and proactively an incident went to an integrated ITSM tool to service desk, and the people who were using it, the companies, the enterprise who were using it, they were able to utilize this tool as a proactive measure to avoid the massive outage. This outage did not impact the Linux and the Mac OS. So now the question is also there that it's not only availability from the network reachability perspective. We also need to ensure we build in certain system or we opt certain system that has a hybrid operating system also. Relying on one single operating system could also lead to a trouble. So something is, creating trouble for Microsoft operating system might not be impacting the Linux and the Mac OS, but those are not very user friendly. I do understand, but to a certain extent, the critical application can run on multiple platforms to avoid these outages. And these, let me get on to the outage analysis by Thousand Eye. So this is how it looked like on Thousand Eye Internet Insight. That multiple sources probing to the Microsoft location and pointing out the trouble lies, the root cause